One man from the past can save the future.
That man, of course, is Captain Buck Rogers.
He's the original American space hero.
Does that mean that we will be together for always?
And then they took us off the air to build up the special effects and stuff.
Erin also revealed later on that she was fairly flippant about auditioning for the role.
They didn't give me a script. I had nothing.
Someone isn't gonna like it.
Buck Rogers in the 25th Century exploded onto television screens in 1979, delivering futuristic adventure and sci-fi action to viewers hungry for space-age storytelling. From its dazzling debut to its sudden cancellation, the series experienced dramatic highs and frustrating lows. Was it declining ratings, backstage tension, or something deeper that ultimately sealed its fate? Join us as we dig into the infamous moments that helped push Buck Rogers off the air. Buck Rogers, a character created by Philip Francis Nolan, first appeared long before television. His debut came in the novella Armageddon 2419 AD, published in the August 1928 issue of Amazing Stories. This marked the birth of a science fiction legend that would influence multiple forms of media for decades. Readers were immediately captivated by Buck's futuristic exploits, which soon led to the launch of a daily comic strip on January 7, 1929, illustrated by Dick Calkins. The strip quickly became a nationwide hit, appearing in newspapers across the United States and cementing Buck Rogers as a defining figure in science fiction. The comic's success opened the door to even more adaptations. Buck Rogers transitioned to radio in 1932, remaining on the air until 1947 and becoming one of the earliest sci-fi programs to reach a mass audience. Contrary to popular belief, the radio show was not the character's origin, it followed the novella and comic strip. Radio listeners followed Buck and his companions, including Wilma Deering and Dr. Huer, as they battled threats like Killer Kane and Princess Ardala Valmar. These broadcasts helped shape how science fiction was presented to the public, bringing futuristic warfare and high-stakes missions directly into American homes. In 1939, Buck Rogers leapt to the big screen through a serial film starring Buster Crabbe. Shown in theaters in weekly chapters, the serials kept audiences coming back with cliffhangers filled with daring rescues, advanced technology, and intense space battles. Despite limited effects by modern standards, the visuals still delivered excitement and wonder, proving Buck Rogers could thrive beyond print and radio. As television grew into the dominant medium, Buck Rogers naturally followed. In 1979, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century premiered, developed by Glenn A. Larson and Leslie Stevens. This new adaptation introduced a fresh generation to Buck, now portrayed by Gil Gerard. The story followed a 20th-century astronaut who awakens 500 years in the future, forced to navigate a radically changed world of advanced societies, space travel, and powerful enemies. The 1979 production was ambitious, featuring elaborate sets, futuristic costumes, and cutting-edge effects for its time. Gil Gerard's charismatic performance and Erin Gray's portrayal of the capable and confident Colonel Wilma Deering played a major role in the show's appeal. The blend of humor, adventure, and space exploration helped the series stand out in a rapidly expanding sci-fi landscape. The show's launch strategy was groundbreaking. Instead of premiering directly on television, the pilot was released as a full-length theatrical film in March 1979. Inspired by the massive success of Star Wars, Universal Studios aimed to create a cinematic event before the show's NBC debut in September. The gamble paid off. The film earned $21 million in North America, proving strong audience demand and building momentum for the series. The film introduced Buck Rogers as a U.S. Air Force astronaut frozen in space for 504 years. Upon awakening in the 25th century, Buck encountered advanced technology, new allies, and dangerous foes. High production values and engaging storytelling left audiences eager for the weekly series. NBC premiered the television version on September 20, 1979, with a 2-hour episode titled Awakening, adapted from the film and edited for television. The series followed Buck as he joined the Earth Defense Directorate, balancing action, humor, and futuristic concepts. Memorable villains like Princess Ardala and her enforcer Kane added ongoing tension and compelling conflicts. Arriving at the height of sci-fi popularity in the late 1970s, fueled by Star Wars, the series found a receptive audience eager for more space adventures. Its success extended beyond television through merchandise, comics, and collectibles, keeping Buck Rogers firmly embedded in pop culture. Fans also flocked to science fiction conventions, where cast appearances strengthened the show's dedicated community. Behind the scenes, however, trouble was brewing. Gil Gerard frequently clashed with producers, particularly over creative direction. He strongly opposed the tonal shift in the second season, which moved away from the light-hearted adventure that defined the show's first year. Budget constraints added further strain, leading to cost-cutting measures like reusing props from Battlestar Galactica. These limitations became increasingly visible in sets and effects. Major format changes in Season 2, including a shift toward space-based storytelling, failed to resonate with longtime fans. Ratings declined, and ongoing legal disputes over franchise rights complicated the future of Buck Rogers. In 1981, NBC canceled the series, leaving storylines unresolved and fans deeply disappointed. After the show ended, the cast followed diverse paths. Gil Gerard continued acting but never recaptured the same fame, later becoming a beloved convention figure. Aaron Gray found renewed success on Silver Spoons and remained active in the sci-fi community. Tim O'Connor, Felix Silla, Mel Blanc, Eric Server, Tom Christopher, Jay Garner, and Wilfred Hyde-White each left lasting marks on film, television, and theater before their passing. Though its journey was turbulent, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century remains a defining chapter in science fiction history, an ambitious series that soared across decades of media, inspired generations, and left behind a legacy that still sparks fascination today.